Once again, good morning.
Good morning.
Our gospel reading this morning is so hard to comprehend. It talks about Christ coming, that He came to bring the sword and that peace. And if you look at the gospel, the exact word of Jesus was, Jesus said to His disciples, "Do not think that I have come to bring peace upon the earth. I have come to bring not peace, but the sword." And the one who spoke this was Jesus Himself, who is the Prince of Peace. The Prince of Peace says, "I do not come to bring peace, but sword." Nagpasabot ba ni nga Jesus Christ contradict Himself? The very essence of Christ's message. Kani nga verse or kini nga chapter, kung sa debate ni, mao ni ang pinaka-favorite nga weapon used against Christian by the Muslim, because Muslim was accused as a religion of violence. Ingon po sila, ang Christian violent po. Look, your prophet Christ Himself said, "I don't come to bring peace but sword." War. Okay? In Muslim countries, if you convert to Christianity, that means sword or death. Kung Muslim ka, o mag-convert ka into Christianity, that means willing ka nga patyon ka, kay patyon ka yun literally in Muslim countries. In fact, ang una nga mapatay nimo ang imong amahan. According to law, to their law, it has to be your father who should draw the sword and put you to death if you convert from their religion to Christianity. And in many debates, ilagay ipalabas gid nga Christianity is a violent religion. And one of the reasons is because of this chapter and this verse, that Christ came to bring sword and division and not peace. In Matthew chapter 5, atong basahon, Jesus said, "You have heard, it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." That is it the other message of Christ? Or this is really the nature of Christ? In fact, in Gethsemane, when Jesus was arrested, one of the soldiers who grabbed Jesus, and Peter drew his sword and strike that soldier, di ba? And the ear, I think the right side of the ear was cut off, naputol. Unsa may ingon ni Christ, "Put down your sword, Peter. Those who live by the sword will die from the sword." Clearly, may soon, ang Christianity again is a religion of peace. In fact, the ultimate interpretation of this passage of the gospel is the life of Christ Himself and the life of His disciple. Kung maglibog ta sa continuity or sa consistency sa message of Christ, sa pag-interpret, look at the life of Christ. Because the life of Christ and the life of His disciples is the exact interpretation of His Word. Ang iyang pulong o ang iyang pagpamuhat, wa gina nagsukuhay. Iyon siya, I have come to not for peace but for sword, division. Pero tanawin mo ang iyang life. He was attacked by the sword. It was not Christ or His disciples or the Christians attacking people by the sword. No. Siya mismo ang gi-attack sa sword. He was arrested. He was crucified. And His disciples what? In prison, arrested, crucified, persecuted, died from the sword. Mao day na ang iyang ipasabot. Dili kay ang Christianity is a violent religion. It's a religion of sword. No. If you are a Christian, ingon si Christ, get ready. Be prepared. Because you'll be attacked by the sword. So, clearly, Christianity is a religion of peace and love. Kung tanaw na ito may isuon, the uniqueness of Jesus' teaching compared to all the prophets, kung tanaw na ito ang the second stanza or the other part of the gospel, ingon diya nga, whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever loves sons or daughters more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever does not take up his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Look at the difference of Christ's teaching to all other prophets combined since the beginning of time. Ang teaching sa prophets was pointing to God. Nga, you shall love the Lord your God. Di ba? Muingon ang mga prophet nga, muning gisulti sa Ginoo. Muni ang angay niyo buhaton para magpahimot mo sa Ginoo. Pero si Christ, ang iyang teaching, nakapuan sa iya. Kung taraan niyo balik, whoever receives me, whoever loves father or mother is not worthy of me. Kung tanawin mo Exodus chapter 20, ang dapat nga i-love lang yun natong above all things is God. In fact, the first commandment of God was, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, with all thy strength. And here comes Christ. Hindi siya, whoever loves the father or the mother more than me is not worthy of me. Mabitaw si Christ when He was in the council sa mga elders sa Israel. When He was arrested, gipangutana siya na, are you the Son of God? And you said, I am. Unsa may gibuhat sa mga Sadducees o sa mga Pharisees, they tore their robes, di ba? We don't need any other proof. This is purely blasphemy. Nagpasipara sa Diyos. But we know the fact, my soul, that Christ is God. Amen? It's so rare to hear that even in the church. It's so rare to hear that even inside the church that we say that Christ is God. But I say unto you this morning that Christ is God. In fact, God is a jealous God. Pero si Christ, ganun makita mo nga, whoever love his brother, sister, the possession of this world, more than me is not worthy of me. Because Christ is so aware that He is God. That Christ, this only implies that really and truly Christ, Jesus, is God. And lastly, naghatag si Christ og assurance na kung kinsa sa inyo ang mapainom og tubig sa akong mga tinunan, By this time, hapit na niya gi-send out ang iyang mga tinunan. He was about to leave kung mag-preach and teach siya sa other village. Iyon siya, kung kinsa sa inyo ang magpainom og tubig, bugnang tubig, to the list of these apostles of mine, surely will not miss the reward. May suon, nasayot ka nga, kung tanawin mo ang istorya sa Christianity, dugay gyud kayo na dawat ang Christianity. In fact, in Israel, murag yun siya o minority group during their time. Tungod kay ang Jewish mo yun, ang culture nila yun, ang nagud sila believe ang galingon na system. They believe in God the Father. Okay? So, here comes the Christianity. Wa din sila dawat until 300 years. Ayaw pa din sila dawat. Kung nasayod ka nga, it was all started with Helena. Na ito siya, hindi mo siya pilgrimage. Then around 325 AD or around 300 AD, nasi Emperor Constantine. And that was the time na ang Christianity nahimo lang siya ng official religion. But since they were the empire, it became the world religion after 300 years. But prior to that, there was much sword. Majority backward to 300 BC, backward, majority of the popes, early Christians and fathers died from the sword. So kita, atong message this morning is, in conclusion, our message this morning, kung tanaw na to ang first reading, we have our first reading but we didn't read it. Kining ato nadawat karon mo nitong inheritance. Ang iyang message ni Isaiah to the Sodom and Gomorrah, iyon siya nga, ang Ginoo kuno, he's so tired with your offering, with your bulls, with your rams, with your fat animals. I'm so tired, I'm sick of it. Iyon ang Ginoo. What I need, what I want is you. Ang gusto sa Ginoo kita, ikaw ug ako. And that is the message this morning. Please stand.